Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm still fine. How are you?
Are you? How's your foot? Last week, we were in Sandusky, Ohio at Kalahari. That morning that we recorded, you had
A fall.
decided to make
I
a
didn't
snow
decide.
angel and do
Nope.
like this pirouette
That's a
thing.
lie.
And I don't even know what it was.
No, I fell.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
You go boom.
And my leg is really sore.
Yeah.
Still.
So we...
Had a few sprains.
Yeah, so it was kind of fun. We were at Kalahari. You had a horrible day that first day as far as like it just
Pain
got worse.
tolerance.
Yeah, it just got worse and
Yeah.
worse. And then we got you your hover around
Yep.
and you were riding that all around. It was
And no water for me.
no water.
No.
No,
But the kids had fun.
they did. We had fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still good. But yeah, no water for you.
You know what?
What?
It's sometimes good to get away as much as I like home.
Absolutely. So I'm Kevin.
I'm still Kristen.
This is the Marriage in the Buff podcast where we talk all things marriage.
Yep.
We talk about overcoming things, and sometimes we have guests on that talk about things they've overcome, which is really, really cool.
And just things that we've learned that have helped us in marriage, and hopefully we can help others.
Absolutely. But that was good. You said sometimes you just need to get away.
Yeah.
Last time when we got away with the kids. Well, with some of the kids or some semblance of the kids, which is not 100%
Last week, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not 100% what we're talking about.
Well, no. But actually, I think you and I are at a point in our life that we're opposites. We don't normally get away with the kids. They don't.
We've been at a point in our lives for 25 plus years where we're opposites.
Oh, no. I didn't mean you and I are opposites. I mean, we're opposite a lot of people or couples or families out there, I think, where they have lots of kids and the only time they get away is with their kids.
Yeah, but now we're on the other side of that where we
Right.
still have lots of kids and we have 4 girls and they have boyfriends and everything else and
Well, our
friends
kids are
and stuff.
older. They're at the end of that. I mean, we
But
still have
we
one
are
in high school.
We're getting old. I think that's the bigger
I
part of
think
it.
you feel like you're getting old because you have a birthday coming up.
I do. And I didn't really feel old. I mean, it has crossed my mind a couple times. It's like one of those big days. But yesterday when I got the mail,
Was that really impactful?
it really was. So I go to get the mail and got the mail and I'm being careful because it's still icy a little bit. So I grab the mail and I always look as I'm walking back down the driveway and I look and I'm like AARP. And it had my name on it. And I'm
Okay.
like, what? Hold on. Why do I get something from the AARP? So
But they've sent stuff before, I feel.
Never to me.
Really?
never to me. Never has
thinking they
my
just
name.
randomly send stuff.
Never has my name been on an AARP.
I don't know.
So I'm like, what the crap is this? I don't understand. So then, so I get it. I take a picture of it and I'm aggravated. So I send it to a few people.
Yes.
And they laugh at me. I'm like, oh, and they say, this is what getting old's like. And I still don't find it funny. So, I mean, if you get something from AARP and it's got your name on it, you're like, oh, I'm not old. I'm thinking that's what. So what do? You Google AARP. And when you Google AARP, you find that it is primarily targeting the ages 50 plus.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, I'm not 50. That's not me yet. But anyway, as I explore, and actually I think I was on the AI part of it, and then I clicked on the AARP official. But it did say it is open to anyone 18 plus, though geared to 50 plus.
I thought it was just for like elderly people. I didn't think it was for.
Whoa, wait, time out.
I mean, you said.
Wait a minute. No.
18 plus
But hold on,
said.
stop. So are you saying that 50 is elderly? I just got to hear this. I mean, we may spend the entire night on this part because I never even thought, and we didn't even say we were going to talk about this. But now that you call me elderly, or on the eve of elderly, maybe I should say
elderly. I just said AARP is for like retired people, I thought. So
I'm good with retired. I mean,
at
that sounds
18?
good to me to be retired.
Are people retiring at 18? Like if it says you can join if you're 18 or above, do they like, I don't even know what it is. It's just like.
I think it used to be the American Association of Retired People.
Right. So why would they target 18-year-olds?
Well, I think
Are we saying that?
I think that was like the 1980 definition. And let's think about it this way. The 1980 definition of the Boy Scouts, they were
Boys.
And the 1980 definition of the Girl Scouts, they were
girls.
And look how blurred we are today.
So we're now saying.
And like if you went to a high school football game, who was playing football?
Okay.
I'm just saying. So, but things change. So I think they targeted the marketing to, hey, listen, if you will give us whatever it is a year, you can be part of the club. You know what I mean? I think it's more like that.
So it doesn't matter. So why are you concerned?
Because in my mind, it's still 1980.
Well, that's a problem right there.
When I was only 5. But it's still 1980. And I'm thinking, I am not that old.
No.
But the world says I am. I mean, literally, I didn't sign up for anything. I didn't do anything.
Right now, there's like everyone tuning out.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who feel old. Like, I did feel old. Like, I posted it on Facebook. And I had other people who are my age saying the exact same thing. That they they got this stupid thing, like right around their birthday, they get the same thing. But then I did have a friend who we haven't talked to in quite a while, him and his wife, who said, it's a good thing. You get discounts at different places and stuff, and had all the positive spin on the AARP.
Was that on Facebook?
It was on Facebook. Are you on Facebook?
No, I'm not on Facebook.
Why are you not on Facebook?
I don't know. Someone hacked my Facebook.
Oh.
So it's over.
It's over. It's done.
That time in my life
it's done. We're waiting for the next great thing.
I will say this. It hasn't really affected me.
The Facebook thing?
Yeah.
I think that's good.
I think it has more affected you.
It does, because I try to tag you.
You're like,
why
don't you get back on? Why don't you figure it out?
Right. I like when I tag you when we post stuff, videos, all this stuff. I go to tag you and it's like, I can't tag her. She's not there.
I mean, I honestly don't think I am affected by social media. I know you've said to me, oh, well, that's not your struggle. Like you said that to me. Like,
no,
that's not your struggle is what you said.
No, hold on. We're just talking about Facebook. You're not off everything else. But yes, Facebook.
No, but how much time do I ever spend? I spend what, maybe under 5 minutes on Instagram a week. Yeah. Like I don't actually, you're right. I have Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I even have TikTok, which now I'm going to say I spend under 5 minutes on that a month. I have Snapchat, which I spend under 5 minutes on that every 2 weeks when the girls remind me that they sent me something on there. So saying that I'm on other stuff, I literally was on Facebook more than any of those other things. So
how's your MySpace coming?
I never had MySpace. I'm too old for that. No, for real. I'm too old for MySpace because when they started, I was past that. And then I guess they stopped and I was still past that. So it didn't matter.
How's your aim?
AARP?
No, your aim. Are you checking your aim every day? Your AOL Instant Messenger?
There's no more AOL, right?
There actually still is. There are still people who have an AOL
email address. So
AOL still exists in some capacity.
I don't know. That doesn't even matter. But my bottom line for the Facebook thing was, I know you had said to me, oh, that's not your thing, so you don't have to give that up.
We talked about that with the fast when we did the fast.
Because last year I did give up Facebook last year, and that's when I changed to the 15-minute thing a day, the notification.
Yeah.
But then this year I'm like, after you said that, I was thinking, okay, maybe not, but would if I had no access to it, would I feel like I'm missing something, or oh, I wish I could click on that. But I haven't at all since they've hacked me and I got shut off. I didn't care. So I really don't think I care either way. The thing I do care about is like maybe at some point I'd like to see the memories or the pictures or something like that. So like that I'm like, oh, too bad. But me going on and scrolling or doing anything, I don't care.
That's my biggest time waster.
I know. Honestly, I think, would care.
And that is what I gave up for
the fast. You went right back to it. So I was really shocked.
I mean,
we'll be at dinner and you'll scroll.
Yeah.
And I'll just
I do
sit there and
scroll
look
too
at
much.
you.
I don't think that's true because you're sitting there playing your stupid games.
No, I actually intentionally, when we do date night.
Oh, yeah. Date night. Now, date night's different. I'm just meant like tonight we were at dinner.
Okay, so tonight you and Tabby were going crazy. Like the two of you were really annoying me.
I think
and
everyone.
Were also still
I think
eating.
everyone around enjoyed.
No, was annoyed
the entertainment
by
of
you.
Tabitha and I.
So at that point, I did. Yeah, I play Wordle and a couple games.
So,
I also honestly think I could probably give that up too if I wanted to. It's more of a thing.
So I think the thing that I miss with you being on there, like I said, is being able to tag you. But then also, if we need to post anything on the Marriage in the Buff retreats or the Marriage in Buff page or something like that, then it's a pain in the butt because I got to do everything. So that would be more the part that I miss. But
do you still have access to retreats even though
I have access to everything? Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, Jenny Torres, I got it. That's her alter ego, Jenny Torres.
It's not my alter ego. It just appeared on my. It just appeared on there. So that must have been the person who hacked me. I don't even know.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
I put more time trying to get that account back, which I didn't even care about, than wanting to be on it. Like it's just been frustrating that it's a big circle. It's a big Facebook
I know
circle.
What it is. I figured it out.
You forgot your password because they changed my password. Then it said change your password. Then it says you forgot it. Then it says we're sending you a code. Then it says this is the wrong code. So put your password. I'm just like, okay. And then
I think that's your
tried
alter
too many
ego.
times.
I think you just want to be Jenny Torres.
Okay. Anyway, so
Kristen.
So getting back to what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So going away, I wish we would take more, or I guess it's that I wish we were able to take more family vacations.
That sounds like hell.
But that, at this point, is a very large expenditure.
Yes.
Because we don't have little kids anymore where we
got full-grown adults.
Pile them in a car, take them camping and somewhere and feed them off the kids menu.
Well, we don't need to. We could take them in the woods.
Well, or
let's go back.
Go get an Airbnb and like grocery shop for the week or something.
They don't eat anything that we.
Well, that's
cook.
my point.
Like if they can't DoorDash, they're not going.
They all have strong opinions.
That's a nice way to put it.
Significant others. So now we've like doubled the amount of people that we would be treating.
Yeah, and I think that is it. And I think that is kind of crazy because like remember when the girls were young, or even remember when we were young, and like you would go out, and even if you had like your parents and you maybe take a friend or something like that, and some other family, you could go to dinner for $100. You know what I mean?
Well, under when I was young.
Well, I'm not talking about just you, but I mean like a birthday, when like something like young? That.
Oh yeah.
But now the last time we took everybody to dinner was Mother's Day. Yeah, it was Mother's Day.
And when we say everybody,
we took boyfriends.
We're saying boyfriend.
It cost me over $300 for dinner.
It cost over $300,
and they fought the whole freaking time.
Well, that's the other thing. And actually, I think we did a couple things since then because we did. Didn't we do like? We went to LaBella's, didn't we do that a couple times?
Oh, we did do a LaBella's, but I don't know if we had everybody. Last time I think we had everybody.
Or two. We invited people, whoever showed up, showed up.
It's almost $300 to take them to dinner.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing that, it's not like, oh, well, we're going to go get this. Well, if we're going to dinner, we're going to get drinks because we can't drink water, though a lot of times we take 3 sips of our drink and spend $4 for it and don't even drink it.
Okay. Yeah, but not everybody.
But no. But then it's not so like...
you add that on and think...
Yeah, and it's not like, it's like, oh, I want this and it's this, but I don't want it like that. Let me change this, and can you do this? So whatever you got that was like $15, $20 becomes $35 because you had to... you actually got like...
Old.
I don't... Why am I old?
Because I'm listening to you saying this. A, you sound like a curmudgeon.
That's curmudgeon?
Fine. But B, but I agree with you because I feel like I'm the saver and you're the spender. So hearing you say that is fun for me. But like, think about when you were their age.
There was only me.
Right. But okay. I understand the difference. But what I'm saying is think about when you were like, let's just go with older teens to mid-20s, like just that range there,
Older
okay?
teens to mid-20s, yeah.
Yeah, when you were in that age range.
Okay.
I bet when you went to dinner with whoever and you knew they were treating because they were your parents or your grandparents or your whoever,
Really didn't happen
you
much.
were buying anything. You were doing
It did not happen very much.
okay.
I mean, if we're being honest,
When you
it really
went
didn't.
anywhere when someone was treating, like even my aunt or whatever, like when we went, like you would buy whatever
I would.
when you were
To
younger.
a point, though. Like, I might buy whatever off the menu, but my Lord, today
I'm just saying,
it's like you can't. I don't think children know how to order off the menu. It's like,
They tend
I
to
want
be
that, but this
selfish.
and this, and I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, I really don't. And it's like anywhere you go, it's not just like one place. It's like, nah, anywhere we go. I'm like that.
But since COVID, like the prices are stupid.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say.
I mean, so
it doesn't even matter. Like, I see people go to McDonald's and get stuff.
Yes.
I can't tell you last time I ate McDonald's,
I
but
haven't in like 10 years.
people go get this and they got this bag and it's like, oh, here's one little bag from McDonald's. That's $64. I'm like,
like,
it's McDonald's.
well,
McDonald's.
when we went to like Chick-fil-A and bring
Oh,
everyone,
yeah, you go to
it's
Chick-fil-A.
like $100.
Yeah, at Chick-fil-A,
I know.
$100.
So anyway, so the vacations, getting back to that, is very expensive if we bring everyone right now. So like, I think it's sort of almost like out of reach because when you go on vacation, you want to do things. You want to stay
I don't want to
somewhere.
do things.
That's
I don't want to
you're
do the
full
same
of
things.
crap.
Maybe I should say I don't want to do the same things
Okay.
that they want to do. You know what I mean?
you want
And I think
go
that's another
out to eat at
that's-
different places.
That's another huge thing.
What?
Like right now, like for us to go somewhere, the odds of even half of us wanting to do the same thing.
That was my next point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
just-
then
everybody wants to
you've
do-
you've got everybody having their own opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of these young adults that we are our children
Yes.
are on their own, so they're
Yes.
used to the freedom of choosing what to do every day.
Mm-hmm.
So on vacation, they also will choose to do. So that
Or they-
brings
or
my
even- or-
ideal.
Or they
vacation.
will complain about everything.
Right. That's what I was about to say next. You're ahead of me. So that brings my idea of, let's go with everyone and everyone will be happy and we'll be together to a very different experience.
And let me say this, for you to be able to say that, I see huge growth. I mean, I remember not long ago with you with these grandiose ideas of us going where it could be camping, it could be going to the beach, it could be wherever. It's kind of like getting that picture that you have finally realized you'll get a picture of everyone maybe once or twice a year together.
Yeah, the pictures
Because
don't
it is
happen.
just so hard
Well, so in our
to get
stage,
everybody to smile and stand next to each other.
I think that we have to accept the boundaries of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like we say, like let's just say the holidays, because holidays are another one, right?
Mm-hmm. Huge.
So vacations,
Yeah.
holidays.
Huge.
So with holidays, I think we have to say like, okay, we are doing dinner at this time. We are having this, or even if we do like choose to do like Sunday dinners or whatever. If you would like to join us, please join us. This
is like huge.
because that takes the stress off of me.
This
and
is
if
this
they
is huge.
Don't join us, they don't join us.
Like I am sitting here in awe and wonder because like literally
It's
for
so
so many years
Well, you can't
I have
push it,
seen
though.
the stress behind all
Yeah.
of this.
But you had that too, honestly,
I just was-
until you understood how adult children are. Like, I feel that you really did. I could see you wanting everyone. No, it is a holiday, and we will all be here
Mhm.
on this holiday. You
Mhm.
will not. That's not a day to. And now you don't do that.
No, I think
So
there's a lot of
you've grown
growth
as
there.
well. It's
and,
not just me.
and part of it, did I want them all there or do I want them all there? Yeah, I do. But the other part of that is I want you to be happy. And I know in order for you to be happy, or before, in order for you to be happy meant I had to have them there no matter what. I didn't care if they
that's
were happy or not,
interesting.
but they would be there so that at least you would get that part of it.
Yeah, but did you understand that
I understood
I
that you
feel
lived in a
grateful
fantasy land that you thought they were going to come and everybody's going to have a
Right.
night. And I
But
watched that
you
explode
putting
so many
that
times.
stress
Mhm.
on everything, like, defeated the whole point of me
I
wanting
get it.
them there, because I only wanted people around that wanted to be around.
So you didn't want them around.
Well, no. I mean, if they wanted to, they're,
You know what I'm saying.
So,
You know what I'm saying.
if we create a stressful environment, then they're not going to want to be around anyway.
They create a stressful environment.
Well, sure. But what I'm saying is, by you saying you have to be there at a certain,
No, I get
right?
it. I get it.
So it's like almost like a vicious circle.
I get it. And it is. So the
vacation thing, like,
which
we
I
just
think
did.
I think this is something that literally the last 3 or 4 years we have implemented with us. And there were, there really weren't many times before that. When I worked at Delta, we'd fly, we'd go away and do things, but it was like a couple of days here or there and everything.
Right, but they were younger.
And they were younger, but we would leave them.
More
and
adaptable.
They were, but you and I would leave and like we went to
the two of us.
Yeah, we went to San Francisco. We did different things, and we would do that. But other than that, like honestly,
when they were younger, we did not really go
the girls
anywhere
without them.
We did do a family life weekend to remember when
Trinity was a baby.
And now she's 19. So that was a very, very long time ago. But the concept of us working on our marriage once a year. So let's say you set a target for yourself in the beginning of the year and you say, okay, what can we do, like, as a big thing? And by big, I don't mean like, oh, go away for 2 weeks to a cruise. I mean, like,
which is okay.
Which is fine if you can do that. I mean, everybody's going to have different limits too. We're not going to go anywhere for 2 weeks.
But I think the other part of that is, in that 2 weeks, we need to be working on us. And I think that's the key. That, are you going away for 2 weeks on a cruise? Great. Are you working on you, or are you just going to relax? Because the problem with relaxing is a lot of times when we just go to relax, that goes back to proximity doesn't equal quality.
Okay.
If you're sitting there taking a nap and the other person's reading a book or playing on their phone, or, you know what I'm saying? If you're not actively doing things together.
But if you're going on vacation with another person,
mm-hmm.
I don't think it's not. I think you can relax, read a book for yourself, play games on your phone, and still have fun together.
Yeah.
Swim together, laugh together.
But you need to be intentional about that part.
Do dinner together. I mean, I don't know. I've never been on a cruise, but I'm sure that there's a lot of shared activity that you can do.
This is another growth thing. Like, literally within the last year, you've entertained that idea.
Okay, well, I have
going
something
on
to say about that. But my point is, like, if you're going on vacation with your spouse, I think you are going to be working somehow on your marriage, not working on the marriage, but it will help your marriage because it's like a long date, right? Like, it's a one-on-one date. Like, it's timed alone. Maybe.
I give you a maybe on that, because I also remember, and I remember stories we know, but one of the biggest one I remember is Jimmy and Irene Rollins when they went for the second honeymoon to Hawaii. And they went, and it was going to be this big thing, and it was really one of the biggest blow up that almost destroyed their marriage.
Well, yeah, there were other issues there, but
I understand. But so don't say
regularly.
I don't assume that people are doing that either.
No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is, a vacation is like a big date night.
It can be if you make it that.
Yeah.
Or it can be a time where you just exist together.
Right. But I don't think it should supersede those times of intentionality that you take to work on your marriage. Like, that's what you're focusing on. Like, we're going to do this to build our marriage, to better our marriage. So I'm not discounting the vacations as good times for your marriage. Like, that's great.
Yeah. And I think it can mix, but I think it's intentionality. And I think, everything in your marriage has to be intentional. Because if you just kind of coast through, I don't care if you've got the best marriage in the world, if you're just coasting through, it's not going to last. Mm-hmm. You have to be intentional about those things. And I think back to, us when we started this a few years ago, I remember the first time we went down to Pittsburgh to XO.
Mm-hmm.
And we went down to XO in Pittsburgh.
It's
that
a
was 3 years
conference,
ago. It's a marriage conference, XO Marriage.
Lots of speakers.
And you get there on Friday, and you've got the Friday evening, and then Saturday you have a little more than half the day.
Mm-hmm.
And
Lots
then
of couples.
And there's like literally, I mean,
a lot.
Church,
I don't even
know how
know.
big Victory is. It's probably about 1,500 people, I would guess, give or take, somewhere around there at seats.
Well, but there was a lot of couples.
Yeah, there's a lot of couples and
different
stuff.
people.
So, but you're spending that time listening to people and learning tips and tricks and different things.
And talking
and
about
you're
things.
hearing stories. And that's a big part of it. It's just prompting the conversations. Yeah. So when we did that, we went down the first time, it was me and you.
Yep.
And we got there on Friday. We checked in, did a couple things, and we went. We had no idea what to expect. We had heard, we read books by Jimmy Evans and David Ashley Willis, and we listened to Naked Marriage and different things and stuff. So we get there, but we still don't know. And we get there, and when you're in the room, it's like, wow, this is really great. And, Friday night's cool because Friday night I guess it's more the fun night, maybe. The speakers, it's more lighthearted and fun. It's still serious, but it's lighthearted and fun. And that Friday night.
I do think the whole weekend, though, was enjoyable.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, there was no hard speakers.
No, but Friday night's more fun. And then there's like a sex thing.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe an innuendo or something like that at the end of it to leave you for the evening. Mm-hmm. And the evening ends early, like 9:30, something like that. So I remember that. We did that. We went back. Our hotel had a Primanti Brothers in the parking lot.
Right.
And if you've never been to Pittsburgh, if you have never had Primanti Brothers, it is this place that started making sandwiches, and like they used to be open after the bars closed, the original ones and stuff. But these sandwiches are like this freaking big. They're super thick. They got fries on them. They have coleslaw. The coleslaw is disgusting. Don't get that.
You're selling it
But
hard.
they got fries on them, and they're amazing. Like all these different sandwiches. So we go there. It's in our parking lot of our hotel. We
fries
go in there.
Cup of tea.
But when you go at night, they have a late night menu.
Oh, yes.
And they
that
have
was
like
amazing.
specials. So Kristen found that they have these monstrous Bavarian pretzels
like
that
the
hang
size
on this
of your
hook
face.
thing. And they have like this mustard that's amazing.
Which I love.
It's like a beer mustard thing.
I think they might have had cheese.
And they had cheese also. So we had that, and they had like dollar slices, and their pizza's amazing. And you wouldn't think that because it's not a pizza place, but it's really good. But they have all these like appetizer specials.
Way better than the sandwiches.
So yeah, we did that. But we're talking about what we talked about.
Oh, that's right.
And
we chatted about all of the stuff that we had learned that day.
Yeah, and then the other part of it is, with that when we went in, and there's all these people that work the same place we were, and they're coming in because it's late.
It's like the only place open.
Yeah, there's nothing open, so everybody's going to Primanti Brothers because you're in Pittsburgh. So that was really, really cool. And then the next day we went, and it was amazing. Like it's a little deeper. The topics hit a little deeper, but still lighthearted, enjoyable, and everything like that.
Like you want to be there.
Yeah, you want to be there. There's breaks, and you can meet some people. There's like cool stuff you buy, and there's all kinds of cool stuff. At the end,
and it flew by.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they do a vow renewal every time. And after that, we had decided, well, we're there, so we're going to spend the weekend in Pittsburgh.
We'll spend an extra
And we had not
night.
been to Pittsburgh for 20 plus years. We used to go to Pittsburgh a bit because the company we worked for was based in Pittsburgh.
But that was
that was 25 years ago. So we had been to Pittsburgh a little bit and done some different things. But anywhere we go, whether it's here in Buffalo or like we go across to Canada or wherever we are, I always try to find different fun things to do that we haven't done. So we're in Pittsburgh. We went to this really cool. I'm trying to think. What that time we went to that really. We went on the incline first.
We went on the incline,
which we'd
really
never
awesome.
done. So they have two inclines in Pittsburgh, which basically is
we always saw it
like cable thing that pulls you up the mountain. But it's really cool because you see great views of Pittsburgh stuff. And then we went to this really remember dinner that year? We went to this little hole in the wall place.
It was like
a house.
Cheeseburger place, wasn't it?
Something like that. But it was like a house. It had been a house.
It looked like an row house, right?
Yeah, it was like kind of like a row house. But it was like chopped up like a house. But it was a restaurant, and it was just very weird, but super good. Mm-hmm. We came back that night, I remember, and we went to, oh crap, what's the ice cream place?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. We have one here in Buffalo now. We just went to it.
Yeah.
My mother told me about it. It is Brewster's.
I see B.
Brewster's. We went to the Brewster's for the first time. We went to the one there in Cranberry, and it was absolutely amazing. Except, I forgot this part. When you go away, you need to set a boundary with your kids.
Oh, I remember this. You're so funny.
I literally remember there. It started on Friday night. We're there. And I don't remember which of our daughters it was. And if I did, I wouldn't say. They were fighting and arguing with each other.
Oh, it was bad.
And when we started, and this is the standard whenever Kristen and I go anywhere, like anything like that, whatever, it's like, listen, if you need something, text my phone. My phone is always on. If it is an emergency, call my phone. It's always on. Unfortunately, they know that I'm serious. And if it's not important, you're not getting an answer from me right away.
Well, because you're the mean one.
Whereas my wife, when you sit there texting her and blow up her phone because you're fighting in one after the other, going back and forth, we're in I'm like, put your phone down, turn your phone, just put your phone down. They don't need anything. But I remember that night we went to Brewster's and we're sitting there and I was ready to kill you and break your freaking phone in half because you're
nice.
Like I'm like, we're here working on our marriage and you're sitting here. And like at that time they weren't little.
No,
they were old. It was, I don't even remember what it was, but it was stupid.
I honestly
they didn't respect the boundary of us being there working on our marriage.
Okay, but we
fast forward, now they do.
Wait, right. Yes. So stop for a second.
I'm just like, that boundary needs to be in place.
So that's what I was going to say. So back then, I think it was harder than now because they were a little bit younger, like they were teenagers.
Still late teens.
Yeah.
18
and I honestly think that those late teenage years are really tough. They are. They are very selfish people and they don't care at all.
Do they grow out of that?
What the other side says. Like, they do not have negotiation skills.
No.
They can't listen and respond.
Are we talking about females? Boom.
Stop it, please. Ours are females, but so they they don't care who they hurt. They they don't think, oh, mom and dad are doing this.
They could care less.
So I better not. And some people do. Ours did not. So it was just, and I was not at the point where I was going to set a boundary. Yes. I wanted everyone to be happy, and I felt terrible. And maybe the first time you go away, you will have some guilt, right?
First few times you go away.
But especially because that was the first time we said, we are going to go to a event that does work on our marriage.
And we are focusing on us and our marriage. And not you. We will call you every day. If you need something, text me, whatever. But listen, you're in good hands. You have people here. We didn't just go leave you. There's people with you and everything. Yeah. So you're okay. But that boundary was so important.
The priority too, like flipping the priority of them above us and putting us above them.
Yeah, but that was so hard. And I will say this: I mean, this is just huge growth night for you because you have gotten so much better at that. And even if your telephone is on, even if you have it and you see it, I think there's a stop and think: is this important or not? And it's kind of like Sunday morning. The girls who aren't with us, whether they're here in Buffalo or Syracuse or wherever they may be, they know where we are.
Yeah, that doesn't really happen though anymore.
But it does sometimes. It just happened they know where we are, so they'll still call. And it used to, you would have been like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta text. And now you're just like, oh, it's okay. So, but I mean, I think that's so much for you.
I'm really good at ignoring my phone.
I mean, not intentionally.
Right.
But you are good at
I'm good at not
By
intentionally.
default, you ignore your phone.
I'm not good at my phone.
And maybe that's why you lost your watch, because you don't see it on your phone.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe I have I was going to say that, but I didn't want to get you riled up.
I think that maybe that's it. So you lost your watch.
Before, when they would text and we were in church, it would come to my watch and I would watch every single thing. Mm-hmm. And now it's easy for me to just not even look at my phone, so I don't
Yeah.
I can focus.
Never thought of it that way.
That did distract me.
Never thought
so
of it
I
that
wasn't
way.
going to say it, but you're right.
But anyway, so we're in Pittsburgh.
But wait, thank
go ahead,
you
sweetie.
for acknowledging my progress, because do you remember how we talk about when we make changes and we do 1% changes? You don't really notice them until all of a sudden you stop and you look back and you say, wow, you have progressed in that area. Because I think that is something that did really upset you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like a major.
On both sides, it upset me that, number one, they know where we are, what we're doing.
Okay, well, I can't control what
and
other
number
people do.
two, that you were choosing to do that instead of focusing on what we were doing.
Right.
And especially like that when we're at the marriage conference and stuff, like, we are here to work on us and you are looking at that freaking phone. So yeah, that was a huge thing. But anyway, so we did the incline, went to dinner. I think we went back to Brewster's again the next night.
But the next day we got to go to the church service too.
Yeah, so Sunday morning we went back to the church service, and it was Dan Leanne, who was hilarious.
Who was at EXO.
Yeah,
so they always keep like one of the speakers the next day to do it. And it was great.
It was really cool. So we did that and stuff, and we kind of slowly headed back to Buffalo after that, and talked pretty much the whole way about the things that we'd heard and our thoughts and different things like that. It was so cool.
And we listened to some like books on. I like when we're on road
I was going to
trips
say
together,
that too. Yeah,
because you play. Usually, you've done Audible, right? Is that
I have Audible
and
the premium Audible, whatever.
Some books that we want to read. But we listen to them together instead, and that's helpful because sometimes we'll pause and talk about it.
Yeah,
and I think
that's funny because I was thinking about that when I was talking about this, because like this year, you and I went on, or not this year, last year, we went on vacation, like not going to a marriage conference, not doing something like that.
Which actually for us is, I don't think we've ever really
Mexico.
Yeah, that was the first year we were married.
Yeah.
So we actually haven't gone
Without
on vacation together, not counting quick.
When I worked at Delta, we'd jump on a plane, go to Minneapolis, go to San Francisco.
So actually, like that did count as some quality time.
And we did more than like just a couple days too.
But this was actually...
Yeah, we went to the Adirondacks. We went to Lake George.
And it was your first time.
It was my first time there, so it was pretty cool.
And it was my first time to actually just go and do different things, because normally I have taken the girls and we
And you went, when you were a kid, you went every year.
Yes. But I did do a fun thing with Tabby. We did rafting, remember?
Yeah.
But you're the good one at making the plans for vacation and doing the fun, different things.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think you're good at that?
Everybody.
So when we went to the Adirondacks,
you're a little boring, but yes, it was so.
You found
we went parasailing
places.
We went parasailing.
Yes,
which
that was
you were scared to death of to begin with.
So fun. That was,
but it was
one of the best things I've ever done.
It really was cool. We're up in the air looking down, and
do you remember how hot it was?
It was so freaking hot.
But then when we got up there, it was like perfect.
And just
remember?
Like calm and like just looking down.
And it was
kind of like that God view where it's
new
like
together.
It's like, wow, look at all that down there. And it's just there without us. It's okay. And we're here together just with each other, and it's
like
okay.
Our bubble.
Yeah. It was really cool for that
again.
10 minutes or whatever.
It seemed like a long time. It didn't seem like you're up and down or whatever. I mean, it seemed really like fun. Yeah. And we went up on the mountain and saw that view.
Yeah, we went through all the mountain.
Remember the old
in Lake George.
Was that an old resort or something?
Yeah, there was a resort up there. I forget what the name of the mountain was, but we went up there. We did that, and
we got to read history stuff. Like if we had the girls with us, they would not like tolerate.
They do not slow down for that. They do not like slowing down for that. But yeah, we did all that. We went to some great dinners, and then when we left Lake George, we crossed the Adirondacks. We went like right through the
Lake
heart
Placid.
of everything. We went to Lake Placid.
And
we went to that little place where we had breakfast.
Thing?
Remember that little place we had breakfast in, like, was that place called Storytown USA or something
which
like that?
I went to when I was little. And he found the last standing building from that, which has turned into a breakfast place.
This little diner place.
So much history, and it was so fun.
And you had some kind of like trout or something.
Yeah, it was
Benedict
like wild stuff on the
it
menu.
Was crazy
it was
stuff.
crazy.
We got some really good coffee. They roast their own coffee there.
That's
That was
right.
good.
Yeah.
We went to Lake Placid. We walked around Lake Placid. We went to the Olympic
And it
Stadium
was like
where the Miracle on
90
Ice.
million degrees out.
Yeah. So then we kept going across the Adirondacks and we went to
A place that you had watched.
the Wild. And I had seen this place on
YouTube, was it?
No, I'd seen this like on TV. This was like years ago. I'd seen this place. And it is like, is it Tupper Lake area, I believe is where it was. And it is this nature center. It's like the biggest nature center in New York. And they have, you're in the treetops and you walk through the treetops. There's catwalks everywhere and you're walking through and there's a eagle's nest, this giant eagle's nest.
Like that you can literally go
into
in.
the eagle's nest. It gives you the perspective of
how big
the
largest
eagle
one was.
really is.
Yeah.
And how big some of these raptors and stuff are and everything. It's just amazing.
Just all this cool stuff.
They have this huge spider web.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that thing?
The spider web's not real. It's made of...
No, it's not. Well, the eagle's nest is not real either. They made it.
It's made of ropes is what I was going to say.
Yeah, the spider web is. But you're going through and you're in the Adirondacks. So there's not a lot around. So there's all these animals and you hear and see stuff. And then there's
the trails.
There's like a museum thing we went through, and then there's trails that go around this
but
lake.
It was
it's like
literally
butterfly gardens.
Was it 100 degrees?
Swampy.
I mean, it was terrible.
The best thing, we walked inside and you had to go to the bathroom and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my pants off to go to the bathroom because you're just soaking wet.
Because it's so sweaty. Because you're hot.
Yeah,
you're so hot.
That was such
and the reason you thought that was
fun
funny
and miserable day
was because you felt the exact same way.
I did. I'm like, it was like it felt like Mexico. Like
no, it was the worst
that humidity.
I think I've ever
You know
experienced.
how in Mexico it's just that humidity, but it was hot and humid.
But
there was no breeze. It was just stagnant hot.
But did you not think that was literally like our best vacation ever?
It was, and when we did that, we listened to a book. We listened to Sacred Marriage.
Yeah.
That was the book we listened to going there, coming across the Adirondacks, and we had finished it by the time we got home. We had listened to that entire book, which was great. It's so good that we're doing it in one of our small groups starting in a couple weeks. And it really, really was. On our way back, we went to Watertown. We stopped in Syracuse, had dinner with our daughter, and came on home. But we really
refreshed. And I think that's what your goal is when you do go away together.
Yeah.
Is to do some new things, talk about your marriage, be intentional, like you said, and come back refreshed and ready to be partners.
Yeah.
And that's what that vacation did for us.
Yeah. And we were intentional. I mean, we were intentionally listening to the book.
But we didn't plan that vacation. Like, we didn't intentionally say, hey, in June, let's go. Like, that actually just snuck up upon us, and it was an opportunity. We're like, sure, let's do it.
So, yeah, but we really... Yeah, we just went with it and everything, and it was good. And we enjoyed every bit of it. We enjoyed the time together. Fun fact, if you are in New York and you go to the Adirondacks, your phone doesn't work in a lot of the Adirondacks. So that takes that whole...
care.
No, I'm just saying that takes that whole piece right off the table because your phone don't work anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's a cool part. You can take some pictures, but you're not talking to anybody. So that was really, really cool.
For me, though, it was really nice too. That was a special place when I was little, and that I got to bring the most special person in my life there, you.
Oh, me. I didn't know you.
And that you loved your time there with me, too.
We had a lot of fun.
We really, fell in love together with just the whole experience. You know what I mean? I'm not saying there's a perfect place. I'm just saying, it was just great to do that together.
So we were very intentional with it and stuff. So we did that. We do always go away for our anniversary, but normally it's so exotic. It's literally 10 minutes across the border in Niagara Falls. We spent the last couple of years. We went to Toronto. We've done different things. We don't go somewhere crazy.
Well, our anniversary is December. So it's hard right before Christmas to do something special. But B, it's also really cold.
It's beautiful.
So but I actually love our tradition of going up there.
Yeah, we go to the Christmas market. Yeah. But that's something we do things we enjoy doing together. Which I think that also helps us. it's intentional to do the things we like. Like I spend the time figuring out where we're going, what we're doing, and stuff like that. And we do. We really, for the last couple of years, we're always listening to a book or podcast or something like that. And we do talk about it. I mean, it's very rare if we're listening to something that we're not pausing it at some point and talking about something.
And you know what? Now that you and I are reflecting back on the things that we do together, I have sort of been thinking this a little bit, but now it's like really like in my face. Back before we started that first trip, I think that that very first conference was the first time that we flipped the switch. Because before that, I did understand how people could say, be worried when the kids leave. Because how am I, if it's just the two of us, how are we going to enjoy life? Like it's been our family all along, like your immediate family and the kids and everything else. But the kids start to separate from you because they've got friends as their teens. Then they have boyfriends and they still do stuff with you. Like today we went to dinner and shopping with our daughter, which is 21, and she still does stuff with us. But as we've been intentional about doing those things, now I enjoy spending time together, and I think that was excited about going places together.
I think that was huge for you, though, because like we did everything wrong for 20 years. I mean, if we're just going to be out, we did as far as. I mean, we didn't do everything wrong in our marriage 100% for 20 years.
There's ebbs and flows.
We did everything wrong as far as being intentional. Date night. Working on us. Getting away to work on us. Even like just that getting away vacation with us on a regular basis. I
remember when the two of us went to San Francisco and the girls would call us and we would be we wouldn't be focused. Like we were not focused on us in that couple days either.
But and really learning to communicate better and learning that, you know what, it's okay. They're going to be okay. I think that was huge for you. Like just to be like, okay, I can turn it off in my mind. And I think that was it. It's one thing to turn your phone off. It's one thing to not look at your phone. But for you to be able to turn it off in your mind and enjoy the time, that's huge.
Yeah.
And I think that's something.
That's what we had this summer that we have not had before.
If you come to the EXO conference that we're doing here, or if you go to any of the EXO conferences, or if you go to EXO Now and join there and watch the marriage conference, that's one of the things that they do go into detail on. One of the speakers goes into detail on that for the female, you have to be able to turn your mind off. And that's like your hardest thing. And I never really 100% realized, I don't want to say I didn't realize that, because I think I did realize it, but I didn't understand that part of it.
The way they explained it?
Yeah, because I can turn, my heart, like I don't sleep well. I can't turn my mind off as far as that goes, but it's different. I'm not worrying about my children. What are they going to think? What's this? What's it? Will they never talk to me again? Are they hurt? Or they, whatever it is, as we have sirens outside.
The rabbit hole that your mind takes you, for you don't travel rabbit holes.
No.
You might think one thing, another thing, and you're very boxy, right?
Yeah.
Like those are your thoughts, and they're compartmentalized.
Yeah.
For women, this could lead to this, and then this could lead to this, and then this could lead to this.
Not a
and
feature.
Then what if this leads to this, and it could either elevate or it could go down, but it almost never deflates on its own.
And guys,
it's just a series of things.
And guys, I'm going to say this, like, you need to learn this and understand this. Because it is not
very
just
hard
your kids.
To understand.
It is not just date night. It is not just going away. It is always there. It is always circulating in their minds. And when you understand that and realize that part of it, being able to help diffuse that, slow that down, or pull them out is so much easier.
Or
because if you get upset,
do something to ease it.
Yeah,
because
distract
remember
it,
one.
even.
No. Remember one of the things that they said when they were talking about and explaining it to men was, if you can solve for part of that and take away part of a burden of that,
Oh yeah, if you can take some of
it'll take it out, and then
the mental
they don't
load.
the mental load. Yeah, that's what they called it. That
Yeah, you can help that way. But like, these are learned things. I didn't know this for a long, long time, and I don't think most guys do.
right.
We're
Yeah,
not really
100%.
good at that. We like what you just said, I think was a little bit dangerous though. You said, "Oh, if you can solve part of it."
I
'Cause
didn't
that-
actually
I
mean
know.
solve. So solve was definitely a bad
But
word.
that's what
Definitely a bad word.
that's what
agree.
I think. That's what guys think. It's like, "Oh, I can solve this. What's the problem here? Do this.
No, that's
It's
not what I
over
meant.
and done." But that's not true.
You were better when
That's
you
not what
said
you're looking
ease-
for.
Ease.
Yeah,
the
because you're not
mental-
looking for us to solve it.
No, because there isn't a
You just want us
solving
to acknowledge it.
if it's because most of it is anxiety based, and anxiety is different from everything else because it's worrying about what hasn't happened.
that
So
probably won't even.
that probably won't happen, but we want to get ahead of all scenarios, which you could probably
No, I
see
get
in
it.
me, where I'm like,
Yeah.
if I do this, then
Yeah.
this could happen, and then this could happen. And I mean, it could be very rational to very
Oh,
irrational.
absolutely. And I
Like-
think that's the problem. Like, for a guy looking on the outside, I see very rational things, and I see very irrational things.
Right, it's both.
But for you, it's on an even keel. You don't see the spikes here or the dips there. You know what I mean? It's just like, this is what I think. So you're just it's kind of like this winding up, down, crazy road, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I see that's a great idea. Yes, that's good. Why are we not thinking about it? And then other things, I'm like, why are you worrying about this?
Yes, but what I was thinking was the solving for that.
It's communication.
Yes, that's great. But I think that some women can't communicate, even that they don't realize that men don't know this. Like, there's no name for this.
No.
So that one speaker really communicated it well for both women and men.
Dr.
But when
Morgan
I'm thinking
Cutlip.
solve, I was thinking more of, okay, if I don't pull the like, this is a real simple one. If I don't pull the garbage out, then it's going to sit, and then this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen, but if you just took the garbage out for her, she wouldn't go down that rabbit hole. So when I say solve, I mean like ease part of that and eliminate all those other string of concerns of, oh, then I have to do this. If I do this, then I can get this, or blah, 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 blah. So,
But here's the thing for both men and women. We didn't know any of this.
right.
We learned this by going away to these things.
Yes.
Taking the time to go to EXO, go on retreats,
And I think
Go to
that's why
couples
it's in
camp.
our heart to do retreats.
go together wherever, listen to books, listen to podcasts, read books,
Yeah.
go to life groups, small groups, whatever you want to call them.
Bible studies.
And I will-
couples Bible studies.
Let me say this. If I could tell you a sequence of how to do it, number one, do date nights. Like, that is the first non-negotiable. Every week, set a date, do a date night. If
Yeah.
you're like us, you've got time, go out every week. Do whatever you want to do. Go to a movie, go to dinner, go see a play, go wherever. I don't care where it is.
I don't
Be
care
intentional
if
about
you're like
that.
us and have time, or you don't have time.
If you've got 3 or 4 little kids and you can't do that financially, or you don't have anybody to watch the kids or whatever, put the kids to bed,
right.
have dinner, make popcorn, watch a movie, play a game, not on your phone. Like, break out
Like
Scrabble
cards.
or not cards.
I love cards.
I hate cards.
I love
Break out Scrabble or Life or whatever it is, and just take that time
Yeah.
for you.
That's what I was going to say. So I think a lot of people do this. They say, well, we have kids. We can't do it weekly. So we're going to do it monthly instead.
No.
And people say, well, good, then do that. So maybe there are seasons that's going to happen in where, like, say you just delivered a baby and that whole week you're whatever and
I hear
you're
you.
sick or you're
I don't
whatever.
agree.
But I don't think you should ever say, let's do it monthly, like plan it to do monthly.
No.
You should always plan it to do weekly, regardless what season it's in. Then if you're sick or something happens that week and you miss it, okay. but still plan it weekly and change the look of the date.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like
don't
you
box in the
said-
date to like,
Right.
oh, we have to go to dinner and this and that.
Or we have to go
No.
to a movie. We have to get a sitter.
No.
Like, don't put that pressure on yourself. If it's I was sick the one day and the two of us literally just laid next to each other in front of the fireplace with was it like White Christmas or something?
Yeah,
Do you
I watched
remember?
White Christmas
Like, and
on
that
it,
was still special, but I was too sick to go out. So my point is, change up
Yeah. Yeah. Don't
the
put it
date,
in a box.
but don't
Because
decrease it.
no.
That's what I'm saying.
Because we'll go to dinner somewhere stupid and easy, or we'll go somewhere really nice. And
Oh yeah, we don't.
I
if
mean,
we
the
do
best
dinner,
part is
we
for the
don't-
most part, you don't even know what we're doing till we're leaving the house. And especially if I say, oh, wear something nice, or wear something and get wet, or you know what I mean? Like when we went to the jet boats, you know?
I'd rather you just tell me where we're going.
Yeah, no. The guys, don't tell them.
Not every woman likes surprises.
I think deep down they do.
No.
But like, yeah. And I think that's it too. We talked about this a lot. We had a big discussion on this the other night in our Monday couples group. I forget who said it, but they said that I've been married for 50 years to 50 different women because we change. And it was funny. We had just gone around in the group and we had some new people and they were introducing them. Everyone's introduced themselves. And Kristen said, tell us what you love about your spouse.
Yeah.
And we went around and around, and about 3/4 of the way through the room, one of the wives said, we have been together for 15 years. We have grown up together.
Mm-hmm.
And I love who you have become and the way you love us.
And how different you
Yeah.
like the difference of
Yeah.
who you are.
So we went around, and then I'm talking about this a few minutes later, and it's just like, that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
The time we have together. I mean, Kristen is not the woman I married 25 years ago.
Thank goodness.
And thank God I am not the man she married 25 years ago.
No.
But that's what keeps it interesting as well. Because if you're married to the same person, especially, you know what, if you've been married a year or two, whatever, hey, maybe that's great. But if I don't think anybody that's been married, I don't know, 5, 10 years for sure, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50, 75, be like, man, that, if you just stayed the same this whole time, that would have been great. Because we do grow, and they grow and change, but we grow and change. And our likes and dislikes change, and their likes and dislikes change. So when we are putting forth the work, when we are putting forth the effort
yes.
to know them, and that's where the date comes in.
Right.
That's where the date part comes in, because you are always trying to plan something a little bit different. We don't even,
You don't
I'm trying to
have
think
to put
there-
the stress of planning
No.
either, though.
but I'm trying to think like 25 years ago, like even the places we went to eat and stuff like that, like they've changed. Like
Yeah, you've
25
become
years
different.
ago.
You wouldn't have gone to salad place.
But I'm just saying, the things that we eat, the things that we like, the things that we enjoy, they change.
Yeah. I sometimes put tartar sauce on fish now.
Yuck. I don't eat fish.
But it was interesting you're talking about changes and that you're married to different people and you're keeping that together when you work on your marriage, when you do the date
that's
nights,
part of it.
when you make sure you invest in your marriage by doing something intentional to work on your marriage, like a retreat, like a conference, like they have camps for couples.
Yes.
They have these weekend events all over the place.
Yeah, Weekend to Remember is a great one.
We host them. We've talked about vision retreats.
We host retreats.
But if you don't.
And guess what? If you like us, you want to hang out with us, you want to see what we can help you with, and what we just share our story and what's worked for us. I'll take the secret out of it. Everything we share is something that has worked for us.
And tips we found.
Tips that we have found that have helped us. I'm not going to tell you something that I haven't tried.
And tips along the way. We might not even be using them right now, but they've helped us at some point too.
Absolutely. So that's good. But guess what? Just Google it. Google Christian marriage getaway. Google Christian marriage conference. Google Christian marriage retreat.
Marriage in the Buff retreats?
Marriage in the Buff retreats is good too. But I don't care if you're here in Buffalo, Western New York, even the Northeast. I don't care if you're in South Texas. There's people. If
there are people.
If you're in California, there's people.
And you look them up all the time for us to continue to go on. I do,
and like we go to these things. Like we head down to Cincinnati to couples camp. We did it last year. It was awesome. We booked this year the day we left there.
Yeah, that was fun.
The same day we left there, we booked for this year, and we're hosting one of the sites, so you can come hang out with us.
And that is exciting to me because Kevin's not a planner.
No.
So when he books for us something that I like the anticipation of it, which is why he doesn't understand why I don't like surprises. I don't like surprises because I don't get the anticipation. And the anticipation to me is one of the best things. So one of the things that feeds my love language is when he plans. So like when he plans that and I know a whole year in advance and I get in my head to know we're doing something next year.
I can't even think of anything else we've ever done a year in advance.
Well,
unless one of the girls is graduating or something like that.
Well, right. But here's the other thing.
Can't think of anything else.
So he mentioned that we are doing the EXO marriage conference. We did that last year, and I knew last year that we were going to do it again this year. So I all year have been excited for that too. So that's another thing that I've been anticipating.
Even with EXO, we when we went, I bought tickets to the first one when we went. I bought tickets on Black Friday. So November, and we went in March.
Yeah, so that was a planning one.
But when we left that first one, there was no doubt we would be back the next year.
And they did give a special or something. So
and we did go back last year, and we hosted here in Buffalo last year, which was really cool. And that was like from going and being in the audience and seeing it. And the heart that, like, with everything we had learned, and so much of the good stuff we learned has come through EXO and through the people of EXO, the podcast, the authors, so much of it. But knowing, like, listen, this is the difference between a marriage that's going to last and a marriage that's coasting, that might be good, but it's not all it could be. That's going to fail, that's hard and you're fighting, or that, look, this is it. This may be the last ditch effort. But we knew coming out of there, it's like, this is awesome. This is good. Everybody needs to do this.
Tangible and helpful.
Everybody needs to do this.
No matter which of those scenarios.
And so when we came back and when we talked about it at church with a couple of the pastors and stuff, and they're like, sure, lead it. And we did. And last year was crazy because we did it so quick. Like literally in
it was still a weekend, but
six weeks to get it all into place. And it was crazy. And this year, like, we knew that, like, we did that. And we went down to Pittsburgh because EXO Pittsburgh was a couple weeks after, or it was almost a month after we did ours. Yeah. And we go down to Pittsburgh, and it was funny because we actually got to meet some of the people that were on stage that we had just used. And last year, we actually had Dave and Ashley made us a commercial that we got to use for us here in Buffalo and stuff, which was really, really cool. And we got to meet them and spend a little bit of time with them and Roop and different people. And it was so cool. We had
couples from our church.
Yeah, and we were headed down, and we actually had couples like, hey, we're going to go too. Can we go with you? Can we? And it was like so cool. And then this year, we did a debriefing. I think it was in April, so like a month after or something like that. And everybody's like, yeah,
let's do it again.
We need to do this again. So this year as we're planning, because it's coming up March 14th and 15th.
So if you're in the Buffalo, New York area,
come to Life Church Buffalo, March 14th and 15th. LifeChurchBuffalo.com. Just go to events. You can sign up.
Don't just come.
No,
sign up first.
Yeah, sign up.
Then we'll save you a seat.
And we'll feed you.
But
come. If there's anything, that definitely is the thing that has helped us the most.
Yeah, 100%.
Like EXO and the marriage conference and
being intentional.
Just be intentional to spend that time together.
Yeah, and I think
because to work
of that,
on your marriage.
That's what we see, the life change, and we see the stories, and it's so encouraging that we know these are things that are actually making an effort or making a difference in people's marriage. And the two of us have this passion to help other married couples. So we're like, oh, we've got this thing to help you.
And I think the other part of that goes back to, you know what? At the end of the day, if you're talking to us, you're listening to us, or whatever, whether you're in premarital, whether you're in a life group, whether you're having issues, whether you're listening to the podcast or whatever, I hope in the back of your mind that you can say what we've had said to us, that if you guys can make it, anybody can make it.
Yeah. And I mean,
just through all the craziness
we're not at the end
we've
of
done
it yet. We still have so
in
much
25
to learn.
years, all the struggles and trials and everything else. But God does have a plan for marriage, and it's not a secret. It's there. I've read it in 50 different books. I've heard 50 different sermons. I've heard hundreds of podcasts. They all say the same thing. The formula doesn't change, and it's real. And I've heard so many different people say it, and it works. I mean, we see it work every day. Well, not just in us. We see it in the couples around us. We see people who said, like, we just put our divorce on hold. We don't know what we're doing, to walking hand in hand.
Yep. Yeah.
It's pretty much everything in between. People who are like, at the end, it's like, listen, just try this. But you have to put in the work. Yeah. But that's it. And I know we got way sidetracked there. But if I could tell you how to do it, the easy formula, date night. That's a non-negotiable. Date night. Go to church. I don't care. Go to church. I don't care what time, what church. I mean, I do care what church. If you want to talk about that, feel free to reach out to us.
That's too much of
we can help you with that
tonight.
But date night, go to church.
Find a Bible-believing church.
Yeah, at that church, get involved in a small group. Like we do life groups at our church.
A community to come.
They call them community groups. They call them small groups. They put a little name on anything. Listen, get together with people like you in your church. Get in a couples marriage group, so you have people who are consistently working on their marriage, who are consistently not only coming and spending time together, but these are the people you're going to do life with. These are going to be the people who care about you. When it's rough on you, they're going to be there for you. When it's rough on them, you will be there for them, and you learn from one another. There'll be people ahead of you, people behind you, and you just come together and you do life together, because we are made to do life in community. And then, like, get away, take at least a weekend or a week a year to do something to work on your marriage.
I would say that's one of those work on your marriage things. Yeah. Like we were talking about vacations versus that.
Vacations are great, but
vacations are good, but that's not what you're talking about.
No, I am talking about go to a marriage conference, go to a retreat, go to an intensive, go to, whatever it is.
Whatever you could change it up each year. If you want to just do one a year, you're like, okay, this year we're doing a vision retreat. Next year, we're going to be intentional and we're going to do a camp. Yeah. We're going to do, there's so many different things out there. You can learn so much. It was interesting. You did say, though, God has a plan for marriage.
Yes.
100%. But the thing that just keeps coming to my mind is God has a plan for your marriage.
That only you can accomplish together.
So he has a mission for the two of you to accomplish as the two of you.
Yes.
We know that our plan right now, God could change it, but right now is to help others and to build marriage. And not because we've always done it right, mostly because we've always done it wrong.
Yes.
And God wants us to make sure we've got, like we keep repeating to ourselves how to do it his way. But that's not the same for every person. So figure it out, pray together, and
that's good. Yeah, pray together. Like anybody can have sex. It's hard to pray together.
Yes.
Like it's much easier to have sex than it is to pray with your wife or your husband.
This isn't a sex talk.
I know, but it really, really is. So don't miss that part of it. You got to fix the vertical. Like get it right with God. That's why being in church, that's why the church, the small group and all, it's so important, because in the end of it, the thing that makes marriage work is the communication and the relationship and the relational component of it. And that relationship is that, you know what? I love you. I give you all the grace in the world. And I know you're on my team. But the only way I know that is because Jesus died for me.
Yeah.
And until we can realize the gravity of that, we will never be able to give more grace or more love than we've received.
Yep.
So if we haven't received that from God, we can't give it. So that's why God comes first. Then your spouse, kids, everything else. That's priorities. So my wife told me tonight, oh, let's be real quick, 30 minutes.
I told him let's be quick because I'm tired and I want to go to bed. But
we went a little bit over that. But it's all good.
Because my husband likes to talk.
Yeah. But I will say this, and I said this to Kristen last week, that, you know what? We have our best conversations right here with these microphones in our face.
Right. So he just wants us to go through life with microphones.
Yeah. I said we're going to have like a Big Brother house or something, because
No.
I think when you're in a situation like this, that you're paying attention to everything that's being said.
Well, you're
and
vulnerable, right?
Thinking. Yeah. I mean, we are. We don't
not
edit.
scripted.
We don't edit. We don't script it. We talk through it.
We mostly don't edit because he's not good at editing.
Well,
so
thanks.
he's just like,
I
we're
mean,
just
I edit
going to do
bit,
it.
but I don't like
Have
cut
you
it
learned?
up.
Remember that first time you were like,
I am so much better.
We can't edit.
I'm so much better. But yeah, we don't cut it up because I don't think it should be. I think
Okay, but at some point we might need to, right? Like a dog could bark and you'd have to just.
Yeah, I can do that.
It's not like you're not against
I'm just saying we're not going to pull part of the conversation because, we didn't like the way it went. We're going to keep that because that's
fight,
the real part.
we can pull it. We can just pull it.
Don't fight with me about pulling the conversation.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Love you. We'll see you next week. Wow.
I don't know.
That, I should have edited. MarriageInTheBuff.com, Marriage in the Buff Retreats on Facebook, Marriage in the Buff on Facebook. If you would like to join us, the XO Marriage Conference at Life Church Buffalo, lifechurchbuffalo.com. Go to events, sign up, come. We'd love to see you there. If we don't know you, come see us and say hi. We will be there.
Yep. There'll be giveaways.
Absolutely.
There's going to be food.
Lots of
There's
food.
going to be simulcast
Lots of
speakers
food.
from the
XO.
XO in Texas. There's going to be panels. There's going to be breakouts. We do so much. And
we give lots of stuff away.
If you're a person that likes to check a box, that'll check your box for the year of something that you have done to help your marriage.
And let me say this too. Guys, there is nothing that's going to be more romantic to your wife than saying, you know what? I bought us tickets to go to a marriage conference where we're going to go away for the weekend and work on our marriage. I promise you. That's better than flowers. That's better than candy. That's better. And
you don't have to go away.
No,
because
if
you're
right
here in Buffalo, you can just go Friday night and Saturday and go home. But it's even so much more fun if you do make it a go away.
Yeah, at least Friday night. Get a hotel.
And Friday night, and then you don't have to go back and forth.
That's right.
That's
no
fun
kids,
too.
no anything. You're right there alone. Because let me tell you what, Friday night is the love night. You're it for love. Saturday, we're going to work.
All right.
Have a great week, guys. We love you.